Welcome back to the Movie Draft House. I'm your host, Mark, and it's another 5-minute review. In today's review, we're going to be talking about the Amazon Prime original film, Role Play. It stars David Oyelowo. I really got to stop watching things where I can't pronounce people's names. I apologize. It's that guy, David Oyelowo. God, I suck. Kaylee Cuoco, Bill Nye, Connie Nielsen, and that's pretty much it as far as like recognizable faces go. It is directed by Thomas Vincent. And Mr. Thomas Vincent is best known for his he does some of the episodes of Reacher. He was actually, this is like none of this. He's an Italian French. He's a French director. But yeah, this is probably his biggest thing that he's done to this point in his career. But the premise of Role Play is Kaylee Cuoco plays an assassin who kind of lives this double life from her husband and her family. Her husband is David Oyelowo. I hope I said that right. And then their two kids. And, they've been married for like 7 or 8 years, and David's character, Dave, doesn't really suspect anything until they decide that they're going to, and the spice in the relationship's kind of worn off. They don't really have time for each other anymore, and Kaylee Cuoco's character forgets their anniversary to start the movie, and they decide, hey, let's do this role play thing. We'll go to this bar. We'll pretend to be completely different people, and then we'll meet at the bar and strike up this conversation and see where it goes. Cool, right? Yeah. And then at the bar, they get interrupted by Bill Nye's character, who is trying to kill Kaylee Cuoco's character. He's an assassin for the assassins. Long story short, she ends up killing him in his room, and the police find him, and then they go back to security camera, and they see that both Kaylee Cuoco and David Oyelowo, his character, were talking to him at the bar, and so then Kaylee Cuoco's character's got to go on the run. And then the police spilled the beans to Dave, and then he goes looking for his wife. This film would have been fine if Apple didn't just release The Family Plan with Mark Wahlberg. And while Role Play isn't really a comedy, it's more straightforward thriller, which is weird for, I guess, kind of Kaylee Cuoco. She plays kind of the comedic person in most of her stuff. I was like, oh, I've seen this before, and it's not that long. It's an hour 40, but it's not great. I've seen better. The Family Plan was better, actually. It's just because it didn't take itself seriously. It was a comedy with its premise. Role Play takes itself pretty serious at certain times with some of the emotional aspects. So I'm gonna say you can skip it because I've seen better. Go watch The Family Plan, even though that movie's not great either. I reviewed it. Hit the back catalog. Anyways, hit the subscribe button when it pops up so you don't miss any future content here on the podcast. You want to follow the podcast on your favorite social media platforms. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, right here on YouTube, at Movie Draft House. Give us a like, follow, subscribe. We're doing big things. And if you want to follow the podcast on your favorite podcast streaming platform, episodes released weekly every Thursday. So give us a like or a follow on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. We're right there with you, and we'll catch you next time.
I'm sorry.
What?